You could do anything in the world without failure. What would you do? What do you want the most in this life? How bad do you want it? Motivation is all about the drive towards future goals and ideals. I'm so excited to share this video with you as we journey through my personal experience of motivation and some tips and tricks for everyone, no matter what they need to do to get on task. I'll be presenting my definition of motivation, the many theories of motivation, my personal goals and motivators, and then I'll be using frameworks and strategies with my example to show everyone how they can design a great and motivating goal and really achieve what they want. My definition for motivation is an internal willingness to do something, a reason to put effort and energy towards a goal. Motivation is a drive, an excitement that directs choices and maintains behavior. I'd also like to notice that there seems to be a sliding scale of motivation, where at one end I'm entirely unmotivated, and at the other I'm super excited and motivated and extremely driven. How does motivation occur biologically? Well, there's a few different places in the brain that cause motivation. The subcortical brain under our forebrain, so kind of our animal brain, inner brain area, is responsible for a lot of emotion and motivation. Our hypothalamus is sort of the master regulatory structure, and it's definitely involved in motivation, including thirst, aggression, hunger, lust, a lot of primal things. There are 4 neurotransmitters that affect motivation, including epinephrine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine. Dopamine is one of the most powerful neurotransmitters in motivation because of its reward system and how good it makes us feel, and it's produced in several areas of the brain. There are multiple theories of motivation, and each one tends to zoom in on one aspect of what motivates people. Because each theory is so specific, we can look at every theory and understand motivation as a whole. One of the first and most traditional theories of motivation is the carrot and stick theory. It was written by Jeremy Bentham, and it's basically about bringing in incentives and avoiding fear. The drive theory of motivation explains biological motivation, such as the drive to drink a glass of water or eat food because you're thirsty or hungry. Humanistic theory of motivation talks about needs being met, such as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Clayton P. Alderfer wrote the ERG motivation theory in 1969, which basically took Maslow's theory and put it into 3 categories: existence needs, relatedness needs, connection with others, and growth needs, all those things at the top. Similarly, McClelland's achievement and acquired needs theory talked about being able to achieve or make progress, succeed at goals, and also the motivation of authority and power, the desire to rise up in the hierarchy. Expectancy theory of motivation talks about what we think about in the future, how we envision the future, what we'd like to see, what we expect in our future. Equity theory of motivation is all about the workplace. John Stacey Adams explained that sometimes getting a raise or a promotion can demotivate other people in the office. People feel like they want to be treated fairly. People feel like they want a sense of equity, of equality. Hackman and Oldman figured out that the actual things that you're doing, the tasks at hand, affect your motivation as well. Nobody enjoys doing boring and monotonous things. People enjoy doing more higher interest activities. Don't you want to do a job that you love rather than a job that you hate? Motivating factors can be split into 2 main categories: intrinsic and extrinsic motivators. Intrinsic motivators are the reasons you do something because you just enjoy doing them. Internally, they make you feel good. Extrinsic motivators are rewards and consequences, things that happen outside of you. The incentive theory of motivation talks about, well, incentives, reinforcing through rewards, which is also known as operant conditioning. Sometimes people want to increase or decrease their arousal, such as energizing themselves or calming themselves down. The Hawthorne effect has to do with people in studies performing differently than they normally would. In essence, people who are being watched actually will perform differently and their motivations will change. There's also motivation to increase or decrease an experience or a stimulus. Say I might be motivated to get rid of a pain, but I also might be motivated to bring in a good feeling. Being motivated towards positive outcomes is often more associated with creativity than being motivated to avoid negative outcomes. For this presentation, I did some journaling activities to find deeper motivation for my life goals. First, I made a list of things that I'm really motivated to do and things that come easily to me. Then I made a list of things that I'd like to do, but I have a little bit of trouble making myself do them. And finally, I wrote down a list of things that I wanted to do, but for some reason I could not scrounge up the willpower to get myself to do them. And then I did a free write reflection on the 3 lists that I had just made. What I said was, I am concerned that my less natural practices are what I need to achieve my goals. Do I need to change my goals based on what I like to do and do? No, I shouldn't limit myself to my habits that I haven't formed yet. Perhaps making a new schedule can help. It's daunting to think of all the things I wish I'd do, but never do. I'm certainly social. I'm very millennial in my sort of shallow, doing everything way of enjoying quick social interactions and being on social media and going out a lot. And then I thought about how school and work really help me get things done. Having extrinsic expectations and rewards gets me to do things on time, whereas if I'm on my own, it's very hard for me to be productive. I think that if I were to fuse homework with personal activities and goals, then I would be able to do a lot more work for myself. Things like video blogging, writing, art, making my own personal school. I need to find outlets that keep me on task and deadlines that keep me on a schedule. I recently spoke with a life coach and they asked me some wonderful questions to help me identify what I really want to focus on. After a long conversation of what I deeply ache for the most, what fulfills me the most, and we talked about all these performance arts such as dance and public speaking, I realized that at this time in my life, what excites me the most are some of the things that are the most performance-based. Modeling, video blogging, directing movies, being a performer, an actor, a speaker, a writer. And so I decided that I wanted to focus on starting an acting and modeling career. And in order to do that, well, there's a few things I have to do. My biggest obstacle to having a successful modeling career is fitness and health. I followed along some guidelines to figure out a little bit more about why I'm avoiding exercise. I wrote, I should exercise because it will be the main reason that I succeed in modeling. I don't exercise because it takes time and I have to keep doing it once I start, and it's a lot of hard work. And I'm afraid of injury, and it's not extremely fun. When I think about not having to exercise, I feel relieved because it feels easier to not. It feels more fun to do other things. But also when I think about not having to exercise, I think about my fear of not having health and not being successful in life and not being healthy in the long term. I feel like I'm running out of time to do something important while I'm really young. I'm motivated to not exercise because I feel lazy. I feel like I want to take the easy way out. I feel like I'd rather dance and walk and hike more often to the point where I hit my fitness goals. But the reality is that I have to work a lot harder to do what I want to do. So now we know that we're working on my motivation to exercise. In the following techniques, I'll be relating them to my goals and exploring deeper what's going on and how I can solve this issue. There are many strategies for setting an effective goal in the first place. For starters, it has to have utility, interest, and a reason for you to do it. It's also important that your goals are positive in tone. So, Instead of, I need to stop eating this, I won't eat this, I need to say, I will eat this and this. Goals also need to be simple, stated simply, not some complex paragraph-long sentence, but rather a single or double sentence. Goals must be believable. I have to think that I can do it. I can even imagine myself doing it. If I can't, then it's way less likely that I'm actually going to achieve it if I don't think I have the self-efficacy to follow through. It's good if goals are also measurable. If I can every week measure my weight or what I eat by writing it down, or my exercise, something I can actually see happening, as opposed to something that would take years and years to show a small difference. And of course, goals must be rewarding. There must be a reason why you do it, and it must be an important reward too. You're not going to do something if the rewards don't matter to you. So in recap, my goal must be positive, simple, believable, measurable, and rewarding. In this case, my goal would be to have 34-inch hips and a 24-inch waist by the summertime. Now that's a difficult goal, but it is measurable, it is believable because I've done that before, and it's positive too. And then I might write down the benefits of my goal. What do I get by achieving it? I could list a whole bunch of reasons. And then I might look at my obstacles. What's in the way? What's causing me to not achieve this goal? When I think about it, I think about time, focus, knowledge, motivation. Actually, I think a big reason is motivation. So what I have to realize is the connection between doing and having. If I want something, I have to do something to have it. Because I don't have my goal in front of me every day, it's not something I think about all the time, and so it's not as important to me. I think if I had my goal written on papers around the house, and if I changed my schedule, perhaps that would be different. But for now, I don't have the habits, I don't have a plan, and I am still lacking a little bit of motivation. What do I have to think in order to achieve my goal? How do I have to think? What do I have to believe? I have to change my perspective. You can change how you feel by changing how you think. Sometimes I don't even realize that what I'm thinking is hindering me. You can be thinking conscious and subconscious thoughts, and while your conscious thoughts might want one thing, your subconscious thoughts might want something completely different. Consciously, I might want to have a salad every day. Subconsciously, I might want ice cream and bacon, and my subconscious just can't handle it. And then I have to think about taking action. What's my deadline? What are the steps that I have to take in order to achieve my goals? Well, for me, it would be working out at least 3 or 4 times a week. Definitely lots of aerobics, lots of saunas, and a lot of healthy food. Included in that, I might want to meditate and talk with some friends. Once I started doing fitness research, all I found was motivational quotes. There's so much opportunity to be motivated, inspired, and to be held accountable by the internet. Taken from many different websites and myself, I've compiled a solid long list of awesome tips to get you and me motivated to exercise. There are a lot of good reasons to work out. It's scientifically proven that it lowers stress, improves your health, improves your productivity, improves your happiness, overall satisfaction with life. It boosts your body and brain. Working out also improves your self-control. Working out has been shown to have incredible benefits for everyone, at all ages. Some strategies for getting yourself to do it is maybe signing up for a competition, or telling a friend, or becoming a part of a group, letting somebody watch you, hold you accountable. I just found out there's an app called Pact, and on there you get paid to follow your workout schedule, but if you don't follow your workout schedule, then you lose money. How's that for motivation? Making exercise a routine, a habit. It takes 30 days to form a habit. And so you really have to keep doing it until it becomes natural. It's really useful to track yourself and to see yourself achieving your small goals every day. You can track yourself by writing down how you exercised, what you ate, and even taking pictures of yourself every week, every month, things like that. Of course, there's body measurements and weight too. Something that motivates me is thinking of how awesome I'll look after I work out. Are you kidding me? Have trouble getting up in the morning? Why not sleep in your workout clothes? Or put them on the bed or near your bed so that they're right there right when you wake up. Sometimes it's helpful to write in a blog or on Facebook or in a video diary. I like to vent by writing things. I find that once I write things down that I'm frustrated at, I feel I'm able to let them go. Once they're in the material world, I can stop thinking about them and letting them loop through my head. One really important strategy that I use with my clients is to sign a contract. Every time I see them, I have them sign a contract, and we go over it every time so that they understand exactly what they're agreeing to. And it's usually a big long list of things that they should do, and it's just so that they understand what they're in for. Saying affirmations to yourself is a really beautiful way to motivate and inspire yourself. Looking in the mirror and saying things like, "I'm beautiful, I'm capable, I can do this," is so uplifting. You can combine affirmations with techniques like tapping or shaking, activating the meridians on the body, meditating, singing, oming. Having a spiritual practice or a mindfulness practice can really help. Sometimes I like to read a poem or draw an oracle card and just ponder upon the meaning and how it can help me today. Always, always, always remember to be flexible and be gentle with yourself. Don't overwork yourself. If you need a break or you slipped up, it's okay. Don't stress. Stressing only hurts. It's really important to just forgive yourself and move on and have that self-assurance that you're okay and that one mistake or one rest day is not going to ruin the entire thing. And most important of all, exercise has to be fun. If you don't like running on a treadmill, you're not going to do it. But if you like dancing or hiking or playing a sport or swimming, these are some of the best exercises. So find what you love and do it. Just do it.